Welcome everyone to today's Innovative Orators Open House meeting. It is a pleasure to see every person here. I'm excited. Our club is in a growth pattern right now, and I'm excited for all the things that I'm seeing happening here. And today is your opportunity to catch that excitement, see where we're going. And I will begin as we do with well, first of all, let me gavel in. Here's my little gavel. Opening the meeting of Innovative Orators, and we will begin as we do every time with reading the mission statement. And it's my pleasure to read the mission statement because we don't meet just for fun. It's fun, but we meet for a purpose. And what is that purpose? The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communications and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. So that's why we're here today. And it's a pleasure to see new faces, familiar faces, members' faces. Do we have Theodore? Let me just check. Do we have Theodore in?
Yes.
Okay, Theodore. Great. I'm so glad you're here. Today, because we have guests, because we have people who maybe have never been to a meeting before, I've asked Theodore to do a special reading of what is a Toastmasters club. So Theodore, can you step forward and let us know what it is that a Toastmasters club is?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Bird. What is Toastmasters? At its most basic, Toastmasters is where club members help each other develop their communication skills. We follow a proven method of learning and practicing. We speak, we give, and receive feedback. We develop our leadership skills by filling meeting roles, acting as club officers. We follow protocols with introductions and timing so that we can develop habits of confident professional speakers. Beyond the club, there are opportunities to compete in contests, go to conferences, network, and become area or district officers, and joining our professional speakers bureau.
Thank you, Theodore. Appreciate that. So if you've never been to a Toastmasters club before, you'll notice that we have a certain protocols and formalities that we use because we are not only learning to speak, we're learning to conduct a meeting in a professional manner. So that's why we always introduce and explain the roles of each thing that we do. We're going to move forward on our agenda. Let me pull that agenda into the chat so that every person who's on the chat can download that PDF and see what we're doing. Let me grab that off here. All right. So I put the agenda into the chat for anyone who would like to pull that and open it. Now we're going to go into the word of the day. The word of the day, we have at every meeting, and its purpose is to expand our vocabulary and to give a member another opportunity to speak. So Theodore has agreed to be our word master for today. So please, Theodore, what is our word?
Thank you, Toastmaster Bird. Today, our word of the day is alacrity, which means promptness and response and cheerful readiness. If I could use it in a sentence, it would be, she accepted the invitation with an alacrity that surprised me. Alacrity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manning. Would you mind putting that word into the chat?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And that way we can all see how it's spelled. If anybody uses that word of the day during this meeting, and we encourage you to do so, we're going to show appreciation with real or virtual applause. So let's try, if you possibly can, let's work that word, alacrity, into our speech today. Thank you. Today, we are very honored to have a guest speaker, Larry Castleberry. Larry is coming to us as a professional voice actor, a professional storyteller, and an honored long-term Toastmaster. He started, just like the rest of us, as a newbie, with all the butterflies and dry mouth and cold hands that we all have had before we begin giving a presentation. But he has climbed that mountain and dealt with the things that we all feel when we have fear of presenting. So I asked him to come here today to give us a speech. Typically, we would have 5 to 7 minute speeches. So I'm going to ask Larry to step forward and give us some vital information on overcoming that fear of presenting. Give us some tips on what we can do to get where he's at now. So let us welcome Larry Castleberry.
Well, thank you very much. Now, when Karen asked me to come before all of you and speak, man, with an alacrity that just absolutely stunned me, I said yes. A chance to actually give a presentation on how to overcome fear? Oh, yes. And when it comes to fear of presenting, I have plenty of practice. I mean, I'm sure you've all had this happen. You have prepared for your presentation. You've done everything. You've practiced, you've rehearsed, you've written out your PowerPoint presentation. You're giving the presentation in front of your management, but your hay fever acts up. I mean, it really acts up. And you sneeze and something unimaginable happens. It comes out of your nose right in the middle of your meeting, right in the middle of your presentation. Yes. And you know this is going to happen. You know why? Because you dreamt about it. You imagined it. You've thought this scenario up. As Seneca once said, we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. Fear of presenting. Why are we afraid to present? Really, it comes down to 3 reasons. The first one, we don't want to be judged. It's a fear of having other people judge us or making a mistake. Number 2, we don't think we have the ability. We lack the confidence to do it. We don't think we can get up there in front of people or be in a Zoom meeting with people looking at us and actually get up there and give a presentation. The third one, lack of practice. We haven't prepared, or we don't think we've prepared enough. Those are 3 reasons, 3 primary reasons why we are afraid to present. But there are things we can do to help us and to make sure that we can actually be our best when we are presenting. The first thing, breathe. That's right. I said it. Breathe. When you're presenting, the first thing you want to do is take a deep breath, because breathing actually does 3 things for you. First and foremost, it helps calm you down. It helps you become more centered. Secondly, it helps you become more focused, allows you to think exactly what it is that you're doing. There's a big push right now, where mindfulness is the big thing, the big in thing right now. Actually, breathing helps you center and focus on right now, this very moment. And the third thing, by taking a time to breathe, by letting that belly out and taking that deep belly breath, actually allows you to project your voice. Because when you're breathing, it is the breath that actually allows your voice to project. And whether you're talking on headsets like I am now, or you're live in front of individuals, you don't need a powerful voice, but that ability to breathe allows you to be heard and allows you to speak clearly. I want to talk about the belly breathing for a second, because when I was younger, I like to hold my stomach in and walk around and not be able to breathe. I'm older now, in my 50s. It's okay to let that stomach out. And when you're doing your diaphragmatic breathing, that's exactly what you want to do. Relax your stomach. Take that deep breath. Just feel it in your stomach and take that breath in and let that breath out. It's amazing how that actually calms you down. The second thing is practice. When you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth, and the person that you trust the most is looking back at you, the person in the mirror, go ahead and talk to that person. Practice your presentation with that person. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become with what you're going to say. And the more comfortable you become with what you're going to say, gives you the confidence to go out there and speak to others. So learn how to practice talking to yourself. I like to do it when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning. A little brush, 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 and I'm talking to myself. But I'm constantly practicing what it is that I'm going to say. So, point number 2, practice. Point number 3, mindset. We have this mindset that the people that we're going to speak to are going to judge us, that they want to see us fail. We may have been in meetings with the person that we are going to present to has yelled at somebody because they didn't hear what they wanted or they didn't get the information they were looking for. That happens, and we can't say that it doesn't. But the mindset we have to remember is this: 9 times out of 10, when we go to stand up to speak in front of people, whether it's on Zoom like we are right now or in person, people want to see you succeed. More importantly, they want to hear the message that you are giving them. So they're not there to see you fail. If anything, they actually are there to see you succeed. So when you are speaking, have the mindset that, you know what, that person, they're there for me. They're going to help me. They want to see me succeed. Suddenly, they're no longer the enemy, but they're your friends. They're your support group. But let's be honest. Life happens. Murphy's Law. I had a young lady share this story with me years ago. She had just come back from having her baby. She was looking to get back into the job market. She hadn't worn any new clothes or had bought any new clothes, so all the clothes she had were her maternity clothes that she put some safety pins in. She had her interview, and the interview was going very well. But while she was interviewing, something unexpected happened. Her skirt fell down. Yes, she was embarrassed. She reached down and she grabbed it, but you know something? Old Murphy Law raised his head. Things happen. You spill coffee. You're in a Zoom meeting and the kids walk in right when you're giving the meeting and ask a question, but you're not muted so everybody can hear what they're saying and disrupts your meeting. So what do? How do you handle that? You were already afraid to give the presentation, but you've done the deep breaths, the belly breathing. You've practiced and you have the mindset that this group is going to be supportive, not want to see you fail. But the unthinkable happens. Well, there's 2 things you can do. The first one is the power of the pause. Take a moment, collect yourself. Yes, admit that something did happen. If you lost power and you're actually are giving the presentation live and all of a sudden everybody can't see your presentation, take a moment, pause, say, yes, we've lost power, but we're going to move on. That pause allows you to collect your thoughts, allows you to think about what you're going to do next. Those that are watching you or listening to you, they understand something will happen. They're watching it as well. So take a moment to pause. You don't need to be petrified. Just pause. The second thing that you do is this. Understand what is your message and be able to say your message in one sentence. If you understand your message, regardless of what happens, you know what it is that you want to say. And by preparing to be able to say that, whatever happens, you just simply say it. My message is this, and this is what I'm going to share. And so if the whole world is falling around, or falling down around me or coming apart around me, that's okay. I know what it is that I'm going to say, and I'm going to take the time to tell you. So fear of presenting, we all have them. I've been talking for a long time, telling stories, giving presentations. But you know something? I will never, ever give a presentation if I'm not afraid, because that fear tells me that I'm prepared. It tells me that I want to do something, and it gives me that energy to go forward. My belief is if I don't have that excuse me, I'll become complacent. So I like it, that little fear, but I don't let that fear stop me. And you're not going to let it stop you. So this is how you're going to address the fear presenting moving forward. Number one, take a deep breath, breathe. Number two, practice. Because the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. And number three, have that mindset that those individuals who are listening to me, they aren't the enemies. They're my friends, and they want to see me succeed. Doing these things, and you'll overcome your fear of presentation. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Wow. I love that message, especially that last bit about you never want to become complacent. Excellent. For those who are visiting us for the first time, maybe have never been to a Toastmasters meeting, I want to explain that our meetings are always in three portions. We always have the speaking portion, where we have prepared and impromptu speaking. Then we have the evaluation portion, where we evaluate the speakers and we evaluate the meeting itself. So let's move forward with that second piece, the impromptu portion of our meeting. We have a newer member of the club, Toastmaster Precious Cartwright Biggs. I'm going to ask her to step forward and be our table topics master. So Precious, explain your theme and explain the timing of what should be expected for those who are called on for impromptu speaking.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, Karen Beard. Thank you so much. So I'm the Toastmaster table topic master. And so what you're going to do is answer a question I'm going to ask you as it relates to spring. The theme is going to be about spring, and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak, and you will be timed. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And thank you so much, Larry. I was taking notes. All right. I'm going to call on Theodore, Toastmaster Theodore. Tell me what needs spring cleaning in your life, Toastmaster Theodore.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Precious, for that question. Spring cleaning for me in my life right now would be just, well, the obvious, my house. I have a toddler and a 6-month-old, so house is always kind of toys everywhere and sorry, toys everywhere, food, whatever toddlers do, that's what they do is toys and stuff everywhere. So that would be my main focus right now, would be to just keep my house clean as much as I can, as often as I can. You never know who might stop by the house, have family members, and my mom is actually on today, so she's here as a guest. So you never know who might just stop by or pop by at the Manning household. So we just want to make sure that the house is clean. Thank you, Table Topic Master Precious.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Theodore. Very good. I would like to ask Rika. Rika?
Hello.
Hi. March 20th was the first day of spring. How did this season make you feel?
Thank
We're
you.
still in it.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Precious. Very timely in my topic, and I hope I display alacrity in responding to this topic. And I will say spring at this time and this year was a meaning of new opportunity, uh, restart of things that I've tried and have not worked, but now I'm going to keep going. Um, and definitely cleaning the home. That is part of it too. Deep clean and clearing out old things, making space for minimalist as possible living, and not have clutter around us. Definitely trying to tackle all of that. But definitely spring is definitely about renewal, about hope. It's about, for me, for hope and for my family. And I always say we can always hit the restart button. We start a diet, we try to work out, we try to cook better, we try to, learn more. And sometimes things don't go as planned, but there's a new day, a new day, a new season, and spring is a lot of sunshine, and that empowers us to do all that and keep trying.
Thank you so much. Good. Minimalist, yes. Toastmaster Rodney, what do you recall about springtime when you were growing up? Toastmaster Rodney?
Yes. Thank you very much, Table Topics Master. I appreciate the question. Toastmasters and honored guests, spring is an awesome time. And as a child, I would always look forward to days running through the woods, going down to the river, throwing rocks in, and warmth. Finally, warmth after the winter. And winters just seemed longer when you were a child. I don't know why that is. It doesn't seem so long anymore, just a couple months and it's over. But as a child, winter was forever. So my recollection as a child was riding my bicycle, breathing the air, the flowers, the new things to look at. The kids are finally coming out of their house. I get to play and have fun and hopefully get through the school year and have more fun in the summer. That was my recollection. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rodney. Toastmaster Hissy, how you doing today?
Great, thank you.
Good. Toastmaster Hissy, could you name 3 things that you love about spring? And tell me why you love them.
Well, in agreement with Rodney, the first thing is the warmth. I love the sun, the warm weather, the butterflies, the flowers, and people do tend to get out more in the spring. I love people. I love being out and about and talking to strangers. One of my favorite questions is when I see someone, I'll say, "Has today been a good day for you?" And surprisingly enough, I have heard some awesome stories because folks will actually begin to tell me their story. And I laugh and I say, okay, the sun has given them energy and revitalized them. And that's what I think about spring. It's funny that we should be talking about spring because this morning I put 2 boxes in the car to take to the Goodwill. I'm not necessarily spring cleaning, but I am trying to downsize on, I tend to be a collector, whatever it is. If it's books, albums, or whatever, I have a collection. So today well, over a period of time, I fixed a couple boxes, but I put them in the car and I said, I don't care which direction I go, at some point, by Friday, I would have dropped them off at the Goodwill. But for me, spring is a happy time. It's just a time that people tend to be more friendly. They smile, they look forward to putting their flowers. I've got mulch on my porch. I'm ready to get just a wee bit warmer, put my mulch out, and just for me, because I love warm weather, it's a time that I love to smile and be happy. I think of winter as a time to hibernate, so spring is a time that I'm coming out of hibernation. Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hissy. I wanted to ask our distinguished guest, Miss Madonna Manning. Would you like to participate?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the longer days of spring, and why do you feel that way?
Well, thank you for the question, and forgive me for not knowing how to approach you all right at this time.
You're good.
So thank you. Um, well, can you ask the question one more time? I
Sure.
heard you, but
How do you feel about the longer days of spring, and why do you feel that way?
I feel it's exciting. It's because for me it brings new life. It's new beginnings. Spring is new beginnings, new life, because with the trees, the flowers, and just see everything that's growing brings new life. So for me, just to enjoy watching and observing life. So yeah, if that answers your question, thank you for asking.
Yes, it does. Thank you. That was a great answer. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
I would
you.
like
Thanks
to ask
to you
our
all.
distinguished guest, Kim, would you like to participate?
I would, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, Kim. So, if you could have any spring flower grow in your yard, what would it be and why?
If I could have a spring flower grow in my yard, it would be daffodils and daisies
Okay.
because I love them. And just to see them is the harbinger that spring is going to come. And then after the daffodils and daisies, there's peonies and the lilacs. Lilacs are made, their perfume is beautiful. Unfortunately, I live in a apartment complex, so I don't see many flowers. However, going down Eastgate to Airport Highway, I live in Toledo, there's lots of daisies, daffodils, and beautiful yards getting ready for springtime and then the summer. I love the spring flowers. Thank you for the question.
You're welcome. Thank you. I would like to ask Kendall, would you like to participate?
Sure, I'll participate.
Okay,
Turn on my
thank you.
camera for it.
All right. What outdoor activities do you enjoy in the spring?
Oh, I mean, there's so many, right? In Michigan, we've got all of the lakes, so there's tons of, activities for that. My friends and I always enjoy going camping. I know one of the Michigan tokens would be cornhole and bonfires, right? That's what everybody looks forward to. So I always look forward to doing that. It's a good way to, socialize, connect with people again. There's something different about being outside and being able to connect with people versus, like through Zoom or, just hanging out on somebody's couch. So being able to be outside, we have great scenery. Oh, my friends and I were gonna try maybe a pickleball tournament type thing. None of us have ever played, so it's probably not going to go very well, but that's something to look forward to, an activity outside for us vitamin D deficient Michiganders.
Thank you, Kendall. Appreciate
Thank you.
And our last one, I was going to ask Jelena. Jelena, would you like to participate?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. What was your first spring activity that you did this season, and why did you do it?
The first spring activity that I did this season was simply to go for a walk. I don't think there's many feelings that compare to that first 60-degree and sunny day when you walk outside. The sun is just radiating, giving you that glow. The birds are back, they're chirping, the buds are starting. There's nothing that compares to it. And all of those feelings that we accumulate over the winter when we're feeling down or we're feeling, kind of trapped in the house, that all fades away. And you kind of get this feeling that, like, hey, everything's going to be okay. I love walking outside. I love just being outside. So that is the thing that I look forward to the most every spring, just being able to go outside without my face hurting. I really look forward to it. And it's an activity that I share with my husband, which makes it even better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I'm going to turn it back over to our Toastmaster President, Karen Beard.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate the alacrity, how quickly everybody jumped in to respond. That's one of the great things about Toastmasters. We offer opportunities and people are happy to jump in and learn and grow. And if you've never done a table topic before, then I applaud you showing that courage to take that step forward. Moving forward in our agenda, we're going to move into the evaluation portion of our meeting. When we have the evaluation portion of our meeting, we have a team of people who are going to give feedback on the speakers, feedback on the meeting itself. And we have a general evaluator. Today, the person filling that role is our Toastmaster, Rodney Lewis, and he will explain every part of the evaluation process and introduce each member of the evaluation team today. Rodney?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I appreciate the introduction. Today we'll have two people that will help us with our evaluation. We will have actually three, I'm sorry. Our evaluator, most important, for the speech by Larry Castleberry, which was wonderful. And then we'll have a timer who keeps times on all of our speeches and our table topics, and our grammarian, which keeps track of our uses of grammar, ahs and ums, and crutch and filler words. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our evaluator for Larry is Rika Curry. Rika Curry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rodney. Yes, so I have the privilege of evaluating Larry Castleberry, our guest speaker, on his speech on how to overcome fear in presenting. And definitely greatly appreciate your speech and all of the information that you provided so succinctly and in a very, understanding way of what empathetic way of understanding what a speaker goes through, especially when we're newer at it or have had less experience. And I think that the way you structured your speech was great and easy to understand. You outlined for us, what are the about fear and then how to manage that fear of speaking or getting through a speech, about breathing and practice and having the mindset. And then you also talked about if something goes wrong while we all know things do go wrong, Murphy's Law you mentioned. So that was all very informative, helpful, in how to counter that, and provided those tips by such as pausing, breathing, and then making sure to understand the main reason or purpose of the message of the speech. So I would say the content, the structure, the clarity was, was excellent. And what I took from this is that your speech was so succinct that you just covered each topic, so clearly and effectively, and you were speaking slowly, not quickly, and clearly. And I took from that because typically when I do that, I know I tend to go faster in a prepared speech. And that isn't, I think that as an audience, we understand or take in the information much better when a person is speaking to us directly or not versus reading, which I do that a lot, reading a prepared speech. It's much more fluid, much more natural. So you exemplified that for us. You had great eye contact, even though we're on Zoom. I could see you were looking at me and everyone else. Great eye contact and the gestures in accentuating the important points. So, of course, these are all positives that we all recognize, and I'm just the one here chosen to articulate that. So thank you so much for your speech. It was really helpful, and yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you very much, Rika. I appreciate it. At this time, I signed up before the meeting for 2 roles by mistake. And I signed up for timer as well, but I was wondering if that didn't get switched around before the meeting started. Did it get switched around, Karen, or not?
Well, we had a little moment where somebody else agreed to do it, but then had to unfortunately leave the meeting unexpectedly.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll do just as well. But I appreciate your input, Karen. And then again, it is my fault. I will take the blame for signing up for 2 things inadvertently. But as far as I could see, everyone was within time. There was no short table topics. Everyone seemed to be right upon the mark. And Larry, you were awesome. You could have went on for another 10 minutes and I would have been riveted.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much. So we'll go to our grammarian, Jelena Verkler.
Thank you. So as Connor grammarian, I'm here to help us improve our speaking clarity and our confidence. As the meeting went on, I was listening for common filler words like so, like, and and also taking note of the strong language use, grammar, and word of the day. To start us off, we had a wonderful speech by Larry. He used the word of the day right off the rip. And in his speech, he talked about pausing. And boy, did he lead by example. Instead of using filler words, he let there be space. And that made his speech so powerful. And after noticing that, I feel like we all took note of that and implemented it into our own speeches today, because there were really not that many uses of filler words. Karen, I did not count any filler words for you. I noted that you used the word of the day. Rika, I noticed that you used about 3 times in your table topics and 5 times in your evaluation. You also used but you did also use the word of the day. Rodney, I did not count any filler words. I would just caution you to try not to use and as a connector too gratuitously, connecting a lot of thoughts by and. And then we had our guests. I did count a couple ums, but it's your first time and you're amazing. You're rock stars for volunteering. So I'm not going to bring that up. Kim, I did notice that you used the word harbinger of spring, and I thought that was a really strong word. So great job, everyone. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, all the evaluators. I appreciate it. Now for my general evaluation. I wrote down some notes. These are good. Larry, you hit it out of the park. I'm going to tell you right now. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? We imagine things are going to go this way or that way, but in reality, it's up to you. Belly breathing and power of the pause. The things that we learned today, among other things. I appreciate the speech. It was well done. And again, I apologize for the timing. Our table topics master, Precious, you're a professional. You've done this. Seems like you've done this before, but you just flow. You have the right words to say, and you give us good table topics material that we can respond to. I appreciate that, and thank you very much. The meeting went well. It started on time. Karen hit that gavel right after 11 or 12 o'clock, 11 my time. And it just flowed through all of the events on our agenda. So I appreciate that. So now I will return control to our Toastmaster, Karen Baird.
Thank you, Rodney. Thank you so much. I hope all of our guests have seen something today that they find valuable, and I'm opening the floor now for comments and questions. And I would like to first call on Shakita Long, since we have not yet had a chance to hear from Shakita. What did you see today? What did you think? And do you have any questions?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. I don't have any questions. Yes, I do. I would like to know, when is the next open meeting? Because I'm a doula and I'm a community health worker, and I have other doulas that would like to join an open meeting in order to ask questions and perhaps become future Toastmasters, including myself, as well as gain experience and confidence in public speaking and coaching our clients. So I believe that Toastmasters is very valuable for this career path. And I just wanted to know, when was the next open meeting so that I can invite my colleagues. Thank you all. I was very impressed with everyone's speech, and I just look forward to learning more and growing with the group professionally, personally, and networking. Thank you.
Shakita, even if I paid you to give that question, I don't think you could have asked a better question. Thank you for that. And thank you for your observations and your feedback about the quality of this meeting. Our next meeting is going to be on the 21st. We meet on the first and third Wednesday of every month at the same time, noon, at this same link. And I want to let you know that we are excited that you're interested and super happy that you want to invite your colleagues to come to the meeting as well. You didn't ask specifically about the difference between visiting and membership. As a visitor, just as today, all visitors are encouraged to enjoy, participate, especially in the table topics portion of the meeting. But as members, that's where people get the opportunity to fill meeting roles and to give prepared speeches. And the difference between visitor and member is an application and a $10 per month membership fee. But the good news is we are having our open house this month. And because of that, we're offering an incentive, sort of a thank you for anybody who would like to fulfill an application and submit it to us, which is why I asked for contact information. We are offering a $10 gift card from Amazon to anybody who will submit their application this month. So Shakita, please put your contact information, if you have not done so already, into the chat, and we'll make sure you and all of our guests get the information about our next meeting, our link, our offer, and more information about the club itself. So thank you very much for your comments and feedback. And I'll ask another one of our guests, Kendall, what did you think about today's meeting? I'd also like to ask who invited and how you found out about it, and if you have any questions or feedback for us.
Yes, hi. Thank you. I was actually invited to this meeting by my coworker, Theo. He said it was an open house with a guest speaker, so I decided to pop in today. So thanks, Theo. I thought it was great. I always think that there's room to improve with public speaking. And I think the best way to kind of jump over that fear or, whatever inhibits you from that is to kind of just like dive right into it with strangers, I think is the best way to do it. It really makes you feel more fearless, knowing there won't be side discussions later on or something. But I thought it was really great. I appreciated, listening to how you guys organize your meetings as well is very interesting. So I think the overall style of it was really good to see.
Thank you, Kendall. We appreciate that feedback. We always go for quality in our meetings. We always want to make sure that in every meeting, it's never a waste of time. We're never going through the motions. We're always learning and growing together. And that's an important dynamic for this club. We're always striving for quality and progress. So I appreciate that feedback. And I hope you'll come visit us again and even consider becoming a member. And thank you, Theo, for inviting Kendall. And I know you invited somebody else very important, Madonna Manning. Madonna, would you like to give us some comments on what you saw and heard today and give us some feedback about the meeting?
Thank you. I appreciate just having this time to tell you all thank you. This is different. Thank you, Theo. I don't want to say because that was a good that was very good for me. And just this whole thing, Mr. Larry, thank you. Because I find myself when I stand before people, I do take a deep breath and I breathe out slowly. And that helps with nervousness. And that was a good advice as well. So I just thank Theo for inviting me. And I'm looking forward to coming back. All the input you all have given, thank you. Thank you. Because, every group is different. I have talked in front of different ones before and being a minister speaking, and every group is different. So with this, it helps. So thank you. I caught myself with the ums. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Madonna. Well, you mentioned you're in ministry, so I'm going to ask our next guest, Dottie Hamilton, to give us her feedback. And she is right there with you in ministry. I've seen her broadcasts. And Dottie,
Awesome.
what did you think of today's meeting? Please give us your feedback.
Thank you so much, Karen. I am excited to have been invited by you. I saw a lot of faces that I knew already. So it's like going to a meeting in person and you're feeling like, I'm not a stranger. I know quite a few people here. I enjoyed the meeting. The topic drew me in because when I started with Toastmasters 2 years ago, I wanted to take all in as to what I needed to go forth in my new adventure, which is a podcast. I've now been a year and a half operating the podcast. Yes, it is a ministry that I'm involved in. I come on the fourth Wednesdays of every month. I am able to pour my heart out. That's one of the things that I learned when I joined Toastmasters. Being a recluse, being someone who lacked alacrity and being able to respond in a cheerful manner, in a ready manner, and being prompt and thinking. When I worked with Karen, she told me I had to do this and that. And that's what I find that is so exciting, to have someone who loves you, who wants your best for you, and will help you go to the next level in whatever you desire to do. So if you have seen anything coming from me today, it is all because I joined Toastmasters. And I applaud you for coming today, and see you another time. Thank you.
Thanks, Dottie. Thank you so much. We have Kim Kinsler Prager here today. She's our guest. I saw her at the District 28 conference. I'm so glad that you were able to make it today. I'm sure you've been to a lot of different Toastmaster meetings. So I'm just going to ask you to give us some feedback on what you saw today and let us know what you think.
I really enjoyed this meeting, and you have different things that I haven't seen in clubs, like what is a Toastmaster? I think that's great for people who have never been to a Toastmaster meeting and don't know what it's like. I just really like the flow, everything smoothly. And Larry, that was a fantastic speech. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for being here and for your feedback. We have a dignitary with us from District 28. Not only is he the current program quality director, but he is the future district director for District 28. Very excited for his interest and support. Jerome, please give us your feedback or comments for today's meeting and today's open house.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and to all of our honored and distinguished guests, we certainly applaud you for taking time out of your schedule to come out and join with us today. I have one comment that I will make in regard to your meeting. Always very professionally done, well executed, and proficient. And the thing that stood out for me is you open with the mission statement for the club. Why are club members here? Why should you come? I like the idea that you open your meetings with that. Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to the continued growth and success of this club. And just know that I am here to support you in any way that I can as program quality director and as future district director for all of District 28. And for those of you that have no idea what that means, District 28 is Northwest Ohio, Northeast Ohio, Southeast Michigan, and Southwest Ontario. That is our area. And we have currently about 76 clubs in that area and over 1,000 members. So that will be my responsibility for the next 12 months, effective July 1 through July 30th to June 30th of 2026. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. And in case you're wondering, just in case you're wondering, This is a volunteer organization. So when we hear that a gentleman like Jerome Maven is stepping forward for that much responsibility, and he does it out of goodness and a desire to give back, then we just appreciate and applaud that much more. Thank you, future district director. And now I want to go to our guest speaker, Larry Castleberry. Larry, we so much appreciate the speech that you gave today. You had such great dynamic speaking and gave us all something to look forward to, something to set our goals toward. So we appreciate that. And I ask you to give your feedback and any observations that you have that will be helpful to the club.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you all for allowing me to come and speak today. I really enjoyed myself. I echo some of the things that Jerome says, the fact that you start off with a mission. Why am I here? I have a great love for Toastmaster. It was because of Toastmaster that I'm doing what I'm doing today. When I first got into storytelling, a gentleman, Ivory Williams, said, if you want to be a storyteller, join Toastmasters. So I did. And so I would tell everybody here, enjoy the journey. And it's just it. It's a journey. It's not the destination. So enjoy the ride. And again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Larry. And with that, I want to thank the wonderful club members who are here today taking their supportive roles. Rika, Jelena, Hesse, and of course our club coach, Rodney. Thank you all. At this point in our meeting, we look forward to the next meeting and filling roles for our next meeting, which will be on the 21st. So let me ask if there are any members present who would like to sign up for a role in our next meeting. So shall I do a roll call or just want to raise your hands? All right.
Karen, this is Tisa.
Uh-huh.
I just want to say thank you. Awesome meeting.
Thank you, Tisa.
I'm hanging up now.
Okay, thanks. I was going to call on Tisa, but she explained she was in the middle of an appointment during our meeting. So I'm glad she was able to chime in at the end. Thank you, Tisa.
Oh, that's okay. I just want you to know that you did an awesome job. You explained things very thorough and easy to understand, easy to make you think you want to join Innovative Orators.
Great. Thanks, Tisa.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye, Tisa. All right, Jelena, is there something you would like to do next time?
I signed up to speak.
Oh, okay, great.
I think it's in the system, but I just wanted to let you know.
I didn't check ahead. My bad, but I just wanted to make sure I covered everybody who's has that opportunity. Precious?
Yes, Toastmaster. I'm not going to be present. I have a couple of doctor's appointments. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Theodore?
Toastmaster, I can sign up for the table topics.
All right, thank you very much. Hesse? Oh, you're on mute.
As much as I talk, tentatively, I can be a evaluator.
All right, thank you. Rika?
Yes, I can be the counter grammarian.
All right, great. And then I will fill whatever role is left. I want you to know that one of the things that we're talking about doing before the end of the club year, the end of the club year being June 30th, is having a speechathon where we will have as many people as possible give speeches. You can give up to 2 speeches in one day and get credit for doing both of those speeches. And what our goal is that we will have as many people as possible finish up their level 1, and we will make points to get our DCP Distinguished Club Program credit points so that we can become a distinguished club this year. Can you imagine that? We're going from the low membership club that we were last year to achieving distinguished level for this year, thanks to the efforts of people in our club and the efforts of our supportive club coach and district. So I'm excited about that. So let's look forward and start thinking about what kind of speeches you can give. Because if we can get every member to give 2 speeches, we might even go beyond distinguished and become select or even president's distinguished. So let's think about that. We'll be looking forward to doing that this year. And with that, I ask if there is any more club announcements or business before I close the meeting. It is 1 minute over time. Any more announcements or questions before I close? Jerome?
Jerome, I have one. Please mark your calendars. Those of you who are club officers for the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, which is to train all club officers from president to sergeant at arms. Schedule date is June 21, 2025, from 8 o'clock to 12:30. More information to follow.
Thank you. Thank you. And with that, I will use my gavel once again to close the meeting. Thank you all for attending, and you will be hearing from me again soon. Thank you all. Good day.
Good day. Thank you.
Meeting
Good
adjourned.
meeting.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent meeting.
Hey,
Thank
Karen.
you.